Mace Windu should not come back to life in Star Wars. His death on Coruscant stays in Coruscant. And the probability of him actually surviving that is so low, I don't even think it shouldn't even be possible that why he should be alive. And I don't even think that the fans should make some BS excuse for him to come back to life. This is way too far. He should stay dead. Okay? The idea about death of a character is he's no longer needed in the story, basically. That's basically by that point, what other purpose did Mace Windu have? Mace Windu was basically there to be one of the guys to basically be one of the Jedi to be kind of weary of the clone army. Well, not the clone army, but most importantly, the purpose of the clone army was basically very important, and how he led the council and how he was kind of like one of these people kind of saying that I don't think things are running as smoothly as planned. That was his purpose. And his death basically means that even the people who are weary about it will eventually pass away. Eventually, that the idea of actually finding justice against like the Emperor and Order 66 and the Jedi Purge and whatnot basically just showed that there was no hope. There was no hope. I don't know how other way to put it. That no matter what, Order 66 was going to be pulled through. That's what his death symbolized. Okay, and that's how literature works. He had no reference between 4 and 6 for a reason. Okay? That I don't really think he should have been really a main factor. And what would his purpose be after that, even if he did come back to life? Imagine Mace Windu trying to teach Luke Skywalker. Okay? Mace Windu isn't exactly a teacher. Okay? He's a warrior that's able to use his anger for good. And the idea about Sidious is he's able to use, when his opponents, he's able to use anger to manipulate people. So imagine him teaching Luke Skywalker to use his anger while in combat. Luke would have went to the dark side. He would have. And maybe Mace Windu didn't go to the dark side. Well, then why didn't a lot of you probably are questioning that right now? Well, because Emperor Palpatine wasn't trying to persuade Mace Windu at all. He wasn't. And so if he was trying to teach Luke that, it just wouldn't make sense. Look at Yoda and Obi-Wan. They were trying to teach him, well, mostly patience, but they were teaching him how not to use a lot of anger and all that. So literally, Mace Windu had no purpose. He had no purpose between 4 and 6. And I don't know what his purpose would be in 7, or hell, anyone after that. Okay? There's no point of bringing this character back to life. Death is death. That's how it works. And it's just a story. Okay? So, when it comes to other things, it's supposed to mean something. His death meant that basically the Jedi Purge was going to happen, and even people who thought about that were going to stop it, it wasn't going to last. The countering the Jedi Purge. And obviously the Jedi Purge went successfully and went as far as it could. So, when you look at that, that's what it's supposed to mean. It's almost as if when Cedric Diggory died. Cedric Diggory wasn't mentioned between 1 through 3, even though he was considered to be a really popular guy. Okay, through the Harry Potter series, if you want to get my reference. And Cedric Diggory's death basically symbolized even when Harry Potter tried to help out kind of a frenemy, I would say, because he kind of did steal Harry Potter's love interest. He was very trying to compete with him during the Goblet of Fire. And also basically was also kind of wore a "you stink, Potter," so he wasn't always on his side. Basically symbolized how even when Harry tried to help him, that Cedric Diggory still died in the end and actually put him in harm, and it led to Harry Potter being insecure through the 5th book. Okay, it's supposed to mean something. Okay, and Cedric Diggory, obviously, it just helps show maybe characterization of basically of Harry Potter. It really helped. That's the purpose of it. And Mace Windu's death was supposed to symbolize the characterization of basically Anakin Skywalker and what was going to happen even if they tried to counter the Jedi Purge. Okay? Order 66, however you want to call it. Okay? Mace Windu is meant to be dead. That's how stories work. Stories have meaning to them. Okay? If stories did not have meaning to them, there wouldn't be stories. Okay? Stories are a lot more complicated than what people give credit for. So that's how I look at it. Mace Windu should stay dead.